U.S. President Joe Biden has welcomed Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the White House at the start of his state visit to the United States. Modi is being courted as an ally against China, despite concern over his government's human rights record, including the harsh treatment of religious minorities. Modi began the public part of his visit in New York with a yoga demonstration.
Inhale, slide the fingertips forward, stretch the arms forward, let the back...
It's a yoga class, but not as you know it.
Smile.
Crowds took part in a celebration of World Yoga Day at the United Nations in New York.
And we'll go to the floor.
With one notable participant, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Put your hands behind your back.
The leader of the world's most populous country is on a visit to the United States to meet President Joe Biden. The pair are not viewed as natural allies, but leaders with a common cause.
I think the thing that continues to bring them together is both of us have a shared concern about some of the dangerous elements of the rise of China.
After concluding his time in New York, Modi traveled to Washington, where he met President Biden ahead of a state dinner at the White House on Thursday night. It's an honor Modi's critics say isn't deserved, citing India's treatment of non-Hindu citizens under Modi's premiership.
And for some analysis, let's talk to Stuti Banerjee. She is a senior analyst at the Indian Council of World Affairs in Delhi. Welcome to the program, and thank you so much for joining us. With the U.S. wooing India on Modi's visit, are we witnessing the birth of a new strategic alliance here?
First of all, I would like to say the views that I'm expressing are my own personal and not of the Council. And in terms of the relationship, India does not look at the US as an ally. We are in a partnership with the United States. And the difference is that this is a partnership of equals. So we have shared concerns, we have shared issues that we want to look at. So it is these shared concerns and interests which are bringing the two nations together. And yes, this visit is being looked at within India, not just in the policy circles, but by people on the street as, heralding the next step in the strategic partnership. So we are looking forward to where this visit is going to set the bar for the next 10 years or so of the relationship.
And how important do you think the partnership is with India for President Biden, for example, for the United States?
I think it's a mutual relationship. It is important for the United States because it finds a very important partner in the Indo-Pacific area. It finds a very important partner which shares concerns. And it's not just strategic concerns. We have issues in commonality in terms of our economic development. There is this entire stress that India has laid on peaceful neighborhood, peaceful prosperity for all. And I think that is what is important for the United States as well. And for the US, the relationship is also a way to engage with the region through a partner which is very trusted in the region. So there is that extra push that the US feels that a relationship with India is going to give in terms of stabilizing and bringing peace and prosperity here.
There is criticism of Modi's government, for example, its ambivalence on Russia's invasion of Ukraine or its treatment of Indian Muslims as just two examples there. To what extent do you see the U.S. having the ability to pressure the Modi government on those issues?
I think our position on the Ukraine conflict has been very well articulated by our External Affairs Minister, by our Prime Minister. We have stated what our interests are. And we've also time and again stated that we would want peace and diplomacy to prevail. So India is willing to do whatever it can within its capacities to push for peace and diplomacy in the conflict. So I don't really...
But I'm talking about, for example, economic interests, for example, the purchase of energy from Russia. Do you expect, that the United States might be able to pressure India on that?
I think, like I said, the US is well aware of India's position. What the two leaders speak about in terms of their bilateral dialogue, we will get to know after they release a statement. But I don't think the US now is like the US understands that there are concerns that India has, there are interests that India has, and there is an understanding of that.
Well, thank you so much for that view, for that perspective.